up, What Nerdigans? This is the one and only Packer Girl 89, and today's hashtag Anime Nerdigan review is going to be for Busou Shoujo Machiavellianism, Season 1, Episode 2, titled The Chasity Door Riot. And before I go into this review, let me just briefly explain how I do my reviews because they're a little bit different. So basically, I have the manga right up in front of me while I'm watching the anime, and if it doesn't match the manga, because this is supposed to be a manga and anime adaptation, if it doesn't match it, go call that shit out. With the exception of word changes, unless it doesn't fit the context of the actual dialogue that was intended by the manga. Anyway, let's get to this review. So this takes place in chapter 2 for the most part, but in the beginning they had a little bit of a filler scene where where like there's Choka and Mary and one of the other girls. They were talking about like who's gonna go fight up against Nomura next. Well, originally it wasn't. Choka just showed the fuck up and said that she was gonna do it, but I didn't mind that at all because we didn't really get an explanation on how they determined who was going to fight Nomura next. So I actually was fine with that. After that scene, though, we get to the actual canon of the manga. But there's one thing that kind of bothered me, was that in the manga, Nomura and everyone, they were mentioning that it was the right leg. No, in anime is saying it's the right foot. The manga says it's the leg, and especially with and then there's when Nomura mentions his leg techniques, he says in the anime he says foot techniques. No, it's leg techniques. Just stop. And then this line was skipped by Nomura. It was a really close match after all. And hold on a second, and then this was skipped as well. The same should apply for your punch, too. And something that is really pissing me the fuck off right now is they're doing this scene in the baths. No, this scene was supposed to be done in the fucking gym. They're wearing sweats and they're lifting weights. So why the fuck are you doing this scene in the bathroom, or I should say in the baths, when it should be in the fucking gym? Ugh! Just why? Well, this was skipped as well. The same should apply for your punch, too. That was skipped. But other than that, it was pretty decent. Then, something they added here, and it's to make up for the fact that they didn't mention how you needed to get off of campus with the slip. So, they're mentioning that here now, so I completely understand it, but I wish they would have been doing this in the gym and not the bathroom, because it just looks bad. But anyway, that's just my opinion. And we got a little bit more filler content in here as well about like how Nomura should get the slip should be able to get the slip from the five swords Rin, Onigawara, and also talks a little bit about the dorms and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't mind it that much. Because the thing is that it actually works with the flow, but at the same time, it's like, dude, that is just random as fuck to mention the slip. It just is. It's so fucking random. I gotta say that considering the amount of filler they put in, like, it actually works. It doesn't feel like it's out of place. And I kind of like the filler a little bit, but the content of the filler was pretty decent, with the one exception of it being in the bathroom. It should have been in the gym. That's my only beef with it, really, with the previous filler, was it should have been in the gym, just like it, the rest of the scene was in the manga. So that's just my little thoughts on that. So this was skipped from the conversation between Nomura and Masako, and I gotta say, like, up to this point, it's the stuff that's actually canon to the manga is actually canon to the manga, but they just cut this little thing out here, which again kind of sucks the comedy out of the anime a little bit. But what Nomura says is I don't really want to do it, but this has a best before date. So yeah, you gave the cakes to the girl, or no, you didn't give the cake. The girls were too scared to take the cakes. That's right. Anyway, I'll go check if it lives up to its reputation. And then Masako says, "You idiot! It certainly is rather empty for lunch, but it's said to be protected by a strong security system, and none of the boys dare approach it." Ah, jeez. And it's impossible to stop you by now, huh? And then it goes back to being manga canon. First of all, Rin's facial expressions during her tantrum, fucking perfect. Stay true to the manga. But there was something that was skipped that Rin was inner monologuing, which is I wanted to show her that I've gotten better, but it doesn't seem like I can make it for afternoon classes. I would have preferred to go out though, since I end up thinking about many things if I'm alone. And then it goes into the rant. I really wish though something that they should have kept in, because just the picture of, or the panel of Nomura's face is just so fucking hilarious, is when Rin is mentioning Nomura, there's that picture, there's just that like asshole cocky face Nomura behind her. I wish they would have had that. But I did something that I thought was interesting was the filler right before Rin woke up, which wasn't in the manga. I kind of like that we got to see a little bit about herself with the mask. I just thought that was kind of cool. And hopefully the anime does little things like that, like with their filler, that I actually kind of like that shit. This was skipped from Rin's inner monologue as well, which was this. Well, he first of all, there was the only man who defeated me. That was skipped, and also she goes on for her inner monologue to say, while he has such skills, he's somehow somewhere straight from the right path. Was it sloth? Was it pride? I can't think of him as such as a shallow man. But the rest of the monologue is so perfect, and like the facial expressions of Ren are just so nice, and I just hope that they stop sucking the comedy out of this manga, or I should say suck it out of this anime, because the manga is pretty funny. So yeah, this was skipped as well from Ren's monologue. It was all due to my weakness. I didn't train enough. It seems he didn't have ill intentions. It's so enough about that. And then it goes back into the manga canon. Anime, please stop being so bipolar. Choose what you're going to do, if you're going to do inner monologues or not, because you keep skipping a good chunk of them, or at least dialogue. You're half-assing them, in my opinion. I fucking hate when animes do that. This was skipped as well. That isn't no-no. There's someone outside this room. Then the rest of it looks really nice animated, by the way. I really, really love it. And then you see Nomura jump into the window, and it's just so perfect. It's so perfect. Oh my god! Why can't you just keep following the manga? Like when you follow the manga, it's so good, and it's what I wanted to see. What the line was when Nomura was feeling, Rin's forehead and shit like that. This was the whole thing, and it was cut down, but it doesn't bother me too much. But what he said was, you've got a fever, don't you? And then the 38.5 degrees Celsius came up, and then Nomura says, oh, you're really hot. And then yeah, that was skipped. I kind of wish it would have went like that. It would have been a lot better. But again, the facial expressions are just amazing. I fucking love them. It's so freaking perfect. You fixed the problems, anime. You fixed it. Okay, they really fucked up Nomura's dialogue here. So this is what Nomura said in the manga. I came to visit you since I heard you were bedridden. This room was the only one that wasn't locked at this hour, so I figured out where you were immediately. It sure is a nice place. It feels like a high-class hotel, really different from the boys' rooms. And then he goes into saying that here, a box of cakes, take it if you like. I really, really, really wish they would have used the manga dialogue, because it's actually kind of funny. Anyway. This was skipped as well when Rin asked after, well, thank you, were you worried about me? Then she goes on to say, However, in that case, don't come in from the window. You really can't use doors. I would if someone wasn't getting in my way all the time. Anyway, and then goes into, I couldn't really tell yesterday because of the mask, but you have a really cute face. And this little inner monologue was skipped. You need to make up your fucking mind. Are you doing inner monologues or not? Because this was skipped. I wonder what kind of clothes she coordinates with her mask since she can't take it off. But, nah. Why did you cut that out? So this was skipped as well, which kind of bothered me. When this is when she got the, she gave Nomura the card. Nomura says, "Oh, this is it. Fits in my wallet, which is great. But it won't get, but it won't be valid until I get the 4 other girls' seals, right? Yes, I can't do anything about that. There's no person in the current 5 swords who'd listen to me if I told them to. You'll have to do something by yourself." Why was this skipped? Why? Like, you did that fucking explanation in the bathtub instead of doing this scene, which I think is actually better, to be honest. Because you're in the anime, it's just implying that that the only reason that he went to go see her was to get the freaking card. But even though it really is. And this was skipped. Well, I'll work steadily through that. I should be more patient than I look. And yeah, then it goes back to being in the manga canon. Anime, just stop skipping shit. I do like that we get to see the booby traps and shit that's in the dorm, because that's not in the manga at all. So I really, like, I gotta say, what they're doing with this filler is actually pretty nice, with the exception of the first filler, which should have been taking place in the gym and not the bath. Other than that, I really am, I'm not minding this filler at all. I wish they would have had the cheering on there where it says, it's Uchoka, Uchoka-san? Hey there, Uchoka-chan. But I like that with the intermission or whatever, it stopped like right at the end of chapter 2, and then it's gonna go into chapter 3. I'm scared of how much of when I was watching this, I was scared on how much of chapter 3 was going to get adapted this episode and how they were going to cut it off. But I will give you my thoughts on that at the end of this analysis. There we go. I really liked what Nomura said in the manga more. When he said, this was actually skipped. I'm going to read the full line though, because I really, really liked it. Hey, you better put the accent on the first syllable, which that was there, and then this wasn't. If not, I'll introduce you to a condo. Yeah, that was skipped. Stop skipping, cutting lines, asshole anime. This was skipped too, which was just let her call you what she wants, and this was after Nono came. But I gotta say, this scene is just so great. Like, it is adapted just really nicely. And I love that the lighting face is so perfect. Oh, Tsukumomo, why can't you do this? If this anime can do it, you can do it too, Tsukumomo. I swear to God, Tsukumomo frustrates me when it comes to the facial expressions. I swear. This line from Nono was skipped, which was after she acts like she's Italian, but she's a genuine Japanese girl. This was what the rest of the dialogue was supposed to be. She's wearing a wig and she's using colored contacts, but that line, oh my God, that line is just so nice. I really, 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 really appreciate the animation this episode. I really fucking do. Also, this line was skipped mid temper tantrum, which, oh my gosh. What Choka said was, ugh, why did my beautiful name have to contain such a character? If only it didn't have it, it would be perfect. And then it goes back into the manga canon. And you see her like banging on the ground and shit. You don't see that in the anime, and that kind of frustrates me a little bit. Nomura's line was cut, which was this. Which was, hey... they fucked it up, basically. Hey, wait, I'm not feeling all that well today. Why don't we leave this for another time? And then then he said, don't waste, then they both said, don't, waste your words, breath, and, And you got to see the images of what they were thinking. Like she was, like Choka was thinking of her sister saying, beautiful, saying, "You did well, Choka," and wonderful, not sad, no on the other side with Rin. And I wish they would have done that because that would have kept the comedy a little bit more as well. But whatever. This was skipped as well. I want to read this real quick. Uchoka's way of fighting is popular, all because of her specialty, a delightful, explosive sound which could be likened to a fit of anger. But yeah, the rest of the scene is that scene is pretty much correct, with this sound is it Uchoka-chan. Or no, I think that was actually skipped. The is it Uchoka-chan? I think that was skipped, actually. And then this was skipped as well, since her whip is shaped so that it's thinner near the tip. The movement generated at her hand eventually strikes the air at the speed of sound, and it's that speed which transforms the pointed tip into a blade. Wait. Yeah, I think this was skipped too. Let me just check my notes. And yes, I just double checked my notes. Those lines were skipped, as well as that sound is it Uchako-chan. That was skipped, and that is annoying. But this was also skipped as well when Choka says, "Oh, can you still act all conceited now?" But then it goes back to being manga canon, and it's nice. Okay, one little thing. It says here in the anime that only one person has resisted. And guess what the manga says? Not a single person has resisted such a thing in the long history of corrections. And then it's supposed to go be, oh, never mind. And then it says not a single person except that despicable empress. But, okay, I will give that a pass. I will give it that little word mix up a pass. That the context of it makes more sense now that I think about it. This is skipped as well, and this is from continuing on the Empress's inner monologue, which was, but it seems she's having trouble fighting since the short sword user is getting within range. The baton girl looks like she's pretty good too, but she can't step in since she's distracted by the whip. And then Fumura was thinking this too. Or Nomura, I'm sorry, was thinking this. Whips aren't that good in group battles or when there are many obstacles. A tool for punishment and torture is ill-suited as a weapon. To top it all, and then it's supposed to break up, and then it goes back. The anime goes back into the manga canon, and okay, he did say that stuff about the whip, but it was in the wrong part of the scene. It was before that shit went down that he says the stuff about the whip. And the thing is, it's not, he doesn't even say it. It's an inner monologue. He's thinking it, you dumbass anime. Stop. Stop doing this to me. I swear to God, stop. This inner monologue was skipped as well. That's right, Onisama. Also lost, that's right, Onisama lost against the Empress because she fought 2 against 1 without being used to it. Yeah, but other than, this was skipped too. He got my ribs, but other than that, it's good. But that face on Nomura. Oh my fucking God, it is so perfect. It is so perfect in the manga. Another thing was, that, Nono was supposed to be thinking, I can't breathe, but oh my God, I fucking love this scene with Nomura. That face is so perfect. Okay, where's the coughing for Nono? Because her ribs are broken. Why aren't you coughing? You're supposed to be coughing. She can't even speak. She's not even supposed to speak. She's just supposed to be thinking this as she's coughing, and she's thinking, it hurts. I can't fight anymore. And then the thing is that I don't understand is you skip, for the most part, no stuff, but you're doing the other inner monologues. It's like, God damn it, make up your fucking mind, anime, seriously. This was also skipped as well, which was and this is from what was it? So this is from Satori. Satori's inner monologue was, or whatever, or not inner monologue. Her little thing was pretty much spot on, with the exception of this, which was, I don't understand why you cut this. Which was this pretty much makes him a correction target level 2. Yeah, that should have been kept in there. I don't know why you didn't have it, anime. Oh yeah, I almost forgot. This was skipped too. From and I wonder how long the possibly fated Kakuru-chan and the criminal for fun Warabi-chan will stay put. This is already a vicious spiral. Nomura-chan, it's checkmate for you. You no longer can live in this academy. But before that, it seems your reputation is in tatters already, and they're throwing ice cream at him, and we didn't get to see that. And he says, "Don't throw ice cream at me, much less chocolate ice cream." And then this was skipped as well. You'll get pregnant if you get near him. I'm scared. You've fallen as low as you can. Don't you look at me. Even Masuko. Oh my god. Even Masuko. Let me see. Whoops. This thing went look at stupid. Hold on. Okay. I don't know why you did this, anime. You had this filler, and then you and skipped shit that was, or didn't even show the shit that was in the rest of it that was in chapter 3, and then you just show some shit from chapter 4, which, in all honesty, that's how it should have ended, was that shower scene in chapter 4. This episode would have been fine if it ended there. That's just my opinion. Never mind, they did show the end of, I read my notes wrong. They did show the end of chapter 3. But they put some of the scenes from chapter 4 in there before this scene. And it's like, what? Why'd you do that? Why? Anime, you were doing so freaking well. You didn't need that scene from chapter 4 in there. You didn't. You could have just had a little, you could have shown them throwing ice cream at him, and you didn't. I don't like how the last few minutes of this episode was just really fucked up. I mean, like, they were showing shit from chapter 4, and then they were going back to chapter 3, and they're just skipping around. I'm really scared how next week's episode's gonna be. But, like, for the most part, this was a good episode, except for the end. Like, they actually did a decent job. It was definitely better than last week. I will say that right now. The facial expressions are so much better. The main problem I have with this anime, and I have this problem with a lot of animes, is they're very bipolar on if they're going to do inner monologues or not. Just make up your fucking mind. Do it or don't do it. Anyway, let me know your thoughts about this episode. Did you like it? Or especially you manga nerdigans, were you kind of a little frustrated at the end? The ending just fucking pissed me the fuck off. Anyway, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe to Nerdigans Inc. If you love what I'm doing and want to contribute to the Nerdigans Inc. expansion, there is a few ways you could do that. You could donate to the Nerdigans Inc. PayPal, Patreon, or purchase something off the Nerdigans Inc. Amazon wishlist. All those links are in the description box below. Also, make sure you follow me on the Twits, aka Twitter, follow my Twitch channel, and friend me on PlayStation Network. That's in the description box below as well. And until next time, Nerdigans, I will be seeing you later.